Welcome to the Boardroom. A podcast from Miami for Miami. Sponsored by Physical Therapy Now. If it's happening in the health and legal business, we're talking about it. Andy Zapata holds a bachelor's degree from Florida International University and has had a distinguished 18-year career in the healthcare business. He's an expert in startup businesses, helping grow small and medium-sized medical centers in healthcare industries. He knows what he's talking about. This is the Boardroom. And here's your host, Andy Zapata.
And we are live in another episode of the Boardroom with the one and only Kim Johnner. Kim, how are you today?
Doing good today. Doing good. Day before a holiday, getting excited for the season.
I'm so excited to have you here, and thank you so much for joining the podcast. Kim, for those of you that don't know who you are, right? I know who you are, but let's go into a little bit about who are you and a fun fact.
I am what I thought was only a mom for years and years and years, and though it was the best job of my life, you know, you get to the end of that and you're like, well, what do I do now? So I've always been an entrepreneur at heart. I've had several businesses, a carpet cleaning business, two of them, a cleaning business, commercial cleaning. So I've always kind of dabbled in that and wanted to really dive into it. Knew I would someday, but so I guess I'm a mom, a wife, an entrepreneur, a friend, love family.
Well, it is amazing to see young female entrepreneurs with that entrepreneur spirit. I love to see that, and I love to see, you know, successful young women succeed. So thank you for sharing that. And also, you are a new business owner, kind of a business called
Physical Therapy Now.
So, ladies and gentlemen, she is one of our franchisees on the west coast of Florida. She currently owns the franchise location of CapeCoral, which is a hot spot. I didn't know this. Many people are migrating to CapeCoral, and it's growing and growing and growing. She also is the franchisee of Fort Myers, and she's also going to start another one in CapeCoral because it's doing so well. So, Kim, let's jump right into it. Like, before you became a franchisee of Physical Therapy Now, what were you doing?
I was an administrator for a home health company.
Awesome. And walk us through, like, what were your daily activities in that home health company? What were you in charge of?
Much like I am now, just putting out fires and putting out or employees. You know, I had a lot of employees under me. I had to deal with Medicare and insurances and intake, therapists. So a little bit more harrowing part on the always doing the applications and audits and with Medicare, but much like I am now.
And Kim, you also have a little bit of healthcare experience because you are on RN. Is that correct?
Yep. I've been a registered nurse for 15 years now, maybe.
Wow, 15 years. That is amazing. All right, so administrator, RN, you're running staff, you're running an operation of a home health company. And how did you find out about Physical Therapy Now?
It's kind of a love story, to tell you the truth. So unfortunately, I lost my daughter in 2017. And it hit me hard, of course. She was my best friend. And at the same time, I also met the love of my life right before that. So been working as an RN for years, and I just felt like I wanted to do something different. And like I said, I've always wanted to get into back into business. And the love story being, I, after 40 something years, finally fell in love and wanted to spend time with my husband. And so we talked about it. We were like, what could we do together? You know, we're both in the healthcare field. What could we do that we can do something together and grow old together, being together all the time instead of working two separate jobs, 8 hours, and seeing each other on the weekends. So we thought about a couple different things, but always had it on the back burner. And my mom sent me a text message saying, hey, I know you guys always think about these things. Why don't you go to this franchise show? So got up one Saturday morning and I told Jeff, my husband, I was like, I don't really want to go. I just, I'm tired, worked all week. Home health is crazy, as everybody knows. And he said, nope, we're getting up, we're going out to lunch, going up there. Let's just see what there is. Made a beeline right to Physical Therapy Now and barely looked at anything else.
Wow. What a love story. Thank you for being vulnerable, and talking about your daughter and talking about love, because love is amazing, and it's an amazing feeling when you find it and when you acknowledge it. And what a story. So wait a second. So let me take a step back, and we got to really thank your mom for making you get out of bed that day and going to this franchise show, and you found us there, and we're very happy that you did, because you have turned out to be the ideal candidate, the ideal future candidate for physical therapy now. But what do you think made, like, so let's dig right into it. So fast forward, maybe a year, 2 years, you're pretty happy with the franchise from what I'm assuming, correct?
Oh, yes, love it.
All right. Did is the franchise what you expected it to be? Was it less? Was it more?
It was exactly, I think, what we expected, maybe a little bit more, because when you're going into a franchise, you think you're going to be running a store on your own and doing all this stuff. But with the family and friends that we have made at the PT Now family and the support we have, that's been more than we thought. We kind of thought we'd be doing this on our own, and instead we have a big team.
Thank you for saying that, and thank you for sharing. And from where we started to where we're at, I'm assuming you've learned a lot, right?
Absolutely.
And from what I have understand, because we interact almost daily, right? We are still learning.
Yes.
And we're still growing.
Yes.
And there's still tons of room to grow.
Tons of room. And honestly, when I went into this, I was like, I did home health. I can do this. I know it all. I got this. No, there's learning every day. I'm always taking a step back and being like, okay, well, there's something else to learn here. So, and that's good, because I've done many careers in my time and tend to get bored easily. And there's just tons to know, but it's all good. It's all fun. You build a team, you build a family.
Thank you. And I just want to acknowledge you, because every time we get on these weekly meetings, I see you with a notepad and a piece of paper, and you're writing notes. And so you are a student of the industry, and thank you for that. And I've seen what you've done with your franchises. Like, you've built the ideal location. You have your therapist. You've been able to now um, step back out of the day-to-day operation. Why don't you tell us a little bit about where you were, how you got there, and where you're at now with the franchise and the business ownership?
Absolutely. So when we first started, my husband worked full time so we can afford to keep moving forward. And I quit my job and just dove right in. We set up CapeCoral, the first one, and I sat in an office. At first, I sat at the front desk until I hired a front desk. Got a little too busy there, went into an office there, and just grew it from there. Started learning, doing insurances, keeping an eye on the facility, learned day-to-day operations until I was able to step out of that and hire somebody who could take on both of those jobs, and I could do behind the scenes work. I felt like I was stepping on toes there, and came to our home office, did that for a while, and we got really busy, and then told my husband, time to quit your job, need you. So we both work from home. We have now grown from just having somebody at the front desk to having an office manager there. So yes, the practice has gotten busy. We've got us behind the scenes for the 2 stores and an office manager overseeing both of our stores for authorizations, insurances, kind of the pre-back end work before our back end work, and a front desk at both places. So yeah, we get to work from home and we get to travel when we want. It's nice.
I've seen you travel a few weeks out of the month, actually, in the last couple of months. So congratulations to you for accomplishing what few entrepreneurs really accomplish in their life, which is to have the business work for them and not them work for their business. Is that a true assumption?
That is an absolute true assumption. And we're so blessed to be able to feel almost partially retired, that we have this freedom to do what we want. People our age are still working that grind, and it is really nice to have some freedom.
Yeah, it is. Well, Kim, you are an amazing franchisee. I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being part of the system and always learning and always teaching and handing down the baton to your staff when, when you learn something. So thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Um, so what does the future hold for Kim and Jeff?
Third store, like you said, we're going to open another store in CapeCoral. Our goal is 5 at the moment, so we'll see. We have some other counties we want to get into here, but name recognition is big. We want to stick to Lee County, and Lee County is pretty big. So um, we're excited to keep going with this.
That is
They get
amazing.
easier as you go along. You start knowing what you're doing, and then 2's nothing, and then 3 is just another 2. So
That's right. So exactly. Let me just repeat what you said because many people think it gets harder the bigger you grow. There's more challenges. There's little different challenges, of course, when you have 2 locations or 3 locations. But when you have 1 location and you already have the systems in place, then having 2, 3, and 5 just become just adding staff and not so much new problems because you already know all the issues you're going to have.
correct.
So it
It's more
becomes
about the
easier.
staff. That's what has to, you have to keep up on staff, and there is turnaround no matter what. People have things that happen in their life, but you try to create a good staff that stays. That's probably the hardest part, but you're right. It's all about systems, and we just make systems as we go along. We see the problems, we make a system out of it, and soon it starts rolling.
That is amazing. That is amazing that you've accomplished that for you. So, Kim, tell us a little bit about like what's the most memorable because we are, by the way, we are in a very giving environment, right? We're giving healthcare, we're giving love, we're giving care, and we're seeing people heal at the most vulnerable parts of their life, whether they had an amputation, a stroke, a heart attack, or they have like that neck pain or back pain that they just can't get up from bed and can't do their daily activities. They can't go to work, they can't spend time with the family, they can't go to the gym. Like we are literally in one of the most rewarding places in the world, and it's a business, so we get to make money out of this. So do you have like one of the most memorable moments that you have with one of your patients that you really said, wow, I'm making a difference in somebody's life today?
I know our therapists are great, and they heal people every day. And it is great to see. It's great to see people walk out of there and healed. And you're right, getting paid for this. I didn't want to stop helping people, and neither did Jeff. So it's a passion of ours to continue to help people. But then there's another side of it where we really see the benefits is helping people that maybe can't afford it, or having really low cash prices where people can come to us where they can't go to somebody else. I had a patient recently who stopped going to therapy because he couldn't even afford his copay. And nobody ever told him there was ways that can be helped, things that can be done. And he cried, he was like, I can't believe you guys are helping me. And, that there's people out there that are willing to, the owners calling me and talking to me, asking how we can help. So he actually went to another physical therapy place because that's where his doctor went, and came back to us because of the way he was treated here and the help we were able to offer him, and said it's night and day and he would never go anywhere else. So those kinds of words, knowing that we can help people, not only healing them, but help their spirit and their financially if we can. Person above profit, we say. We may not make the most money that we could, squeezing every dollar out, but we help people, and that's why we're doing this. So yes, being in this field, being able to help people, and it's just an amazing feeling.
Wow, Kim, you just said something that I've never heard before. Person above profit. I hear love, I hear you giving, I hear you're a giver, and when you give without expecting anything in return, that's when you get the abundance and acceleration and everything you want in life and happiness and fulfillment. So thank you for being that special person that you are and just being a giver. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And let me ask you, for those young entrepreneurs, right, that are thinking of like, should I buy a franchise? Should I buy a PT now? What would you say to them?
Absolutely. If that's something that's in their heart, and they have the time and money for it, Absolutely. It has been a phenomenal experience. I would never go back to working. I always say I'd live under a bridge before going back to work in 40 hours. Yes, absolutely. It's fun. It's rewarding. You get to help people. It's challenging. Yet you get this freedom to, be your own person and put the touches how you would do something. You get to make your own processes, and it's very rewarding. It's very rewarding business to be in, because you help people and you get the other side of it. So, instead of selling, ice cream or something like that, you're getting to help people. So you get to fill your heart and be that boss. It's fun.
Kim, I've been doing this for 18 years already, and I just don't get tired. I don't
Yeah,
get
me neither.
tired of helping people and making, obviously, we do it for to help, but we also have a beautiful business. Like, this is truly a beautiful business for anybody who cares about people and loves humanity, because you're helping and you're getting paid for it. What do you say?
Absolutely. That's exactly right.
Awesome. And so I have one more question for you, Kim, and thank you so much for your time. But for those young entrepreneurs, or, what would be the number one, or like, if one or two things that you would say, not for physical therapy now, but about success, right? What are the number one or two things that you would say, like, these are the things you have to have in your heart to be a successful entrepreneur?
Uh, One, get a notebook and take notes all the time. But just put your all into it. Just get excited about it and be be the person you want to be. Get excited. That's what I say.
So what I'm hearing is, be a student of what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Um, and so just dig into it, student, 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 ask questions. That's one famous thing that I've heard a lot of people say, just ask a lot of questions, kind of the same thing you're saying. And then you're also saying, dig right into it, like, give it all you have, right?
Take that risk.
Yeah. And one of the things I've heard is, like, from a lot of people that I've asked this question to, is like, okay, pick something that you love to do and dig, take yourself right into it, full force ahead. Because if you love to do that and you're going to make money out of it, just figure out how to maximize the value of that, right?
Absolutely.
And that's when you're really going to start accelerating your career and your business.
Absolutely. And both Jeff and I have such different things we bring into the business. I bring that CEO, getting all the back end stuff done. And at first he was like, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I love to help people, but he has decorated and established a beautiful facility and knows what the patient wants. So he brings that into it. Walk in our facility, brings down the anxiety. We've got sayings on the walls and an aesthetic atmosphere. So between the two of us, we had the right mix to bring this business to its best.
So I love the energy that your husband Jeff has, because he does lighten every room he walks into,
Yes.
and we're very excited to have him here as well. And Jeff, if you're out there, we love you as well. So final, Kim, anybody that wants to buy a franchise, what would you say to them?
Do it. Take that risk. It's worth it. It's not even a risk. You just do it. Jump right in and start your dream.
Awesome. Start your dream. I love it. People above profits. I love that. I will never forget that, Kim. And thank you so much for having us, and have a beautiful, beautiful day. And is there anything else you want to say to your audience?
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, everyone. We love you. Thank you, Kim. We will talk again soon.
Bye-bye.